Here's Gibson to start the drive.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Running a jet sweep. This is Austin.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Looking to throw, Pickett. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete. George Pickens, his intended receiver there.
And it's third down.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Mike 13, Mike 60. Watch the screen, watch the screen. On the ball, on the ball.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He'll let it fly for Austin. And he fires one that's intercepted.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Shift.
1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Check 41.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Brady throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
That's a nice job right there. Get the ball out to the perimeter, get it to your guy in space, and he's just going to take this, turn upfield, and turn it into a big play in 1st and goal.
Kill. Regular.
On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Here's Pierce trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Again, it's Pierce.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, and lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Pickett. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Calvin Austin.
And that'll make it 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted.
Derek Stingley picks it.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So after the INT, it's Brady. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Brevin Jordan.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
Watch left.
3rd and 2, Pickett.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter.
And the Texans will take over possession here up at the 44.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
3 down.
Another run now for Nwangu.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away.
Deontay Hardy back deep.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
A give running right, Gibson.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Throwing on 2nd down.
Pickett. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. I mean, 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
41.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
All day, baby, all day. Rip. Mike 55, Mike 55. Watch QB draw. Watch QB draw.
Throwing now is Brady.
He'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield.
Touchdown!
Kene Nwangu.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Looking to throw on second down.
Pickett.
Here's Johnson with a reception.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Johnson's got it complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
A give to Gibson running right. Brought down on the play by the linebacker, Christian Harris.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 13-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Pickett on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Going for it on 4th down. Here's Pickett. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson
from 13 yards out.
And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
Nwangwu going to get it on the counter.
And some space here.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to when you want to. That play calling is working very well for them right now.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw here taken in by Knox. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Now Brady bounces forward on the jet sweep. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Again, they'll throw with Brady. It's a loss of 11 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
An 11-yard loss on the play brings up 3rd down.
Alabama, 380. Check 41. I'm here all day. 53 Linda.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
A 57-yard attempt.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Brady now on 1st down.
You can't block me.
And this one is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Hey, 4-1's Mike. 4-1's Mike. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here, as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Hey, we got tight left, tight ends left.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes, because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you.
He'll look to throw. In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive I think they just crossed it on that one. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Gibson again. He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Pickett. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line.
68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Antonio Gibson.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way down to the 35. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Give to Pierce now on the option.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Brady's throw there complete. And some room to work. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A gain there of 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check 41.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
DeMarvin Leal fighting through to bring him down that time.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points, a response there to that opening touchdown of this third quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also in letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
A gain of 8 and a first down.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Wide, get wide.
Now Pickett will look to pass it. Austin brings in the quick throw. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Back now in Houston. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. And the Steelers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
They'll run with Gibson.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out. And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big...
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Pickett's throw complete to Freiermuth.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Pickett to his tight end, Freiermuth, for the Steeler first.
Here we go. Hiking 18. Watch tight. Tight end's right. 18
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Mike's 13, Mike's 13. He's coming, he's coming. Check him. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Go street. Mike 13, Mike 13. Watch the run, watch the run.
On 2nd and 9, Pickett. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
It's Ross Blacklock who earns the sack.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Pickett and the Steelers in need of a big play here. 3rd and long after the sack.
Check 48's to Mike. Check 48's to Mike. Watch the 19. Curve 19. Watch the flat motion.
They'll set up a throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try.
This will be a 34-yard attempt. And the former Rice Al Boswell puts this one through in his return to Houston, and that gets him back within 10.
Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
I give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
41's gone.
On play action, it's Brady. Finding Knox there, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense, because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch left. Come on, boy. Come on, boy.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
76 yards on the ground for him so far.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Looking to throw here. Pickett.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Check 48. Check 48's the mic.
Here's Pickett.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Up the middle, Nwangu.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
41 Mike, right here, 41 Mike. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Hey, Alabama.
They'll go right back to Nwangu.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field,